the Cars Podcast. The FANORAMA's #1 source for news, reviews, and thoughts about the new wave rock legends, the Cars. Oh, and a little bit of steel wool, sunshine, and rainbows.
Welcome to Night Thoughts, the Cars Podcast, episode 51, a tribute to the Cars. I'm Dave, but psychic Orbots, they might call me by a different name, I'm sure. But I have one thing to say. I've been called worse by better people than you. That's all I'm saying. Ooh. And joining me is the yin to my yang, the always friendly, always sunshiny and rainbowy. And holy crap, if you could only hear what the things I've heard her say. Just saying. Donna, Sweet Purple June.
Hey.
Hey.
You're not blowing my cover, are you?
I am.
It's all out.
So it seems like forever since we've podcasted. I have no clue how long it's been.
I know. Well, let's see. What was our last one?
Well,
Eric.
I have no idea when that was. It was in late March, wasn't it?
Yeah, end of March.
So it's been like a month.
Yeah, wow.
I was getting the podcast withdrawal heebie-jeebies.
Well, it's such therapy for me too. It's like, boy, this is the stress builds, and as things get busy and da-da-da, it's like I need to podcast.
Yeah, I got to get it. I got to get it out of my system.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh well, hi. It's good to be back.
Hey, it is good to be back. All right, let's get to some news, Donna. I got lots of news tonight.
Hit me with it.
All right. Well, the first one is we had a little bit of March Madness going on Twitter. Did you check that out?
No, I don't think so.
It's a website called 360 Degree Sound.
Okay.
And I follow them on Twitter, and they did a March Madness of bands.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They set it up just like, the basketball tourney and everything. And originally the Cars were pitted against the Tool, and the Cars won.
Okay, good.
They advanced to the next round. Then they were pitted against the Eagles.
Oh, tough one.
Cars won.
Oh, yeah.
Then they were pitted against, I think, White Stripes after that, and they won.
Okay.
And then they made it to the Final Four. So it was the Cars and Van Halen on one end of the bracket, and then CCR and the Doors.
Wow.
And I first took notice of it when they had the Cars against Van Halen.
Yeah.
And of course, so that's when I retweet, because Van Halen was winning by a good 20 percentage points. Retweet, FANORAMA comes through, boom, Cars win.
Heck
so
yeah!
They're in the big tourney, and then CCR beats the Doors, and so it's CCR against the Cars. So then it was, hey, you guys might not realize this, but you've kind of got Elliott stuck in the middle of this because, Elliott did the CCR thing.
Yeah.
Wow. But then victorious, the Cars.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
So the Cars won the tourney.
Hey, that's awesome. That's fun.
There we go, FANORAMA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't get some guy threatening to sexually assault me because I retweeted.
I forgot about
saying.
that.
Yeah, just saying.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that guy was something.
Yeah.
So number 2 is, and I'm sure you've seen this, is that Rick is continuing his art dealership thing, whatever you want to call it. Abstract Reality, it's called. But he this weekend he's at the Wentworth Gallery at the King of Prussia Mall.
Oh, okay.
So Rick's in the mall.
Is he a mall Santa? Wait, no, it's too late for that.
No. Here's what I'm thinking. This is the first thing that hit my mind was, remember that 80s singer Tiffany?
Oh yeah.
How she did her little concerts in the mall. I think we're alone now. Yeah. I'm thinking Rick's doing that. I'm thinking at the Prussia Mall, Rick's going to just kind of wander out of the gallery, go up to the little stage in center court, do himself a little show. That's what I'm thinking.
So weird.
He's following Tiffany. I think he might even sing I Think We're Alone Now.
And he'll do that little dance with his little arms
Yeah.
going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm
That'd be
thinking that's what
cute.
he's doing.
That'd
I'm
be
thinking
cute.
that's what the guy's going to do.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
Well,
I think that's in Pennsylvania, I think.
I think
is where-
somebody should organize a flash mob with Rick right in the middle of it.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be good, wouldn't it? To like shake it up or something. I don't know.
Very cool, yeah. Why not? Anyway,
Wow,
I'd like to get to one of those, but Rick will never come to my neck of the woods.
Yeah, and he'll never come to my neck of the woods because they're actually woods where I'm at. So.
Yeah. Well, unless he starts getting into like driftwood art or something like that.
Yeah,
you know.
there you go. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wish I could. I saw some pictures today. I think it was posted in the Cars Plus group. Some pictures of him on it looked like a news program, and he was looking good. From what, I mean, they weren't super close-up pictures, but for a 74-year-old guy, he was looking good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, before I get to my last bit of news, I know you have news about Boston.
I do, yeah. Well, I just want to remind everybody that we have the Boston Book Event coming up on June 22nd at a place called 9 Wallace, which is actually in Beverly, which is, 20 minutes or so outside of Boston proper, I think. And it's a author discussion, a moderated author discussion, followed by a live tribute concert by Moving in Stereo. And tickets are selling well, and it's a small venue. So if you're going to go, I encourage you to get on there and get your tickets pretty soon because it is small. And I'm super excited about it. Oh, and if listeners, if you're going to go, find the Facebook group called Bound for Boston and join there. We're talking about, we'll post points of interest in the car's history, and I'm making a Google map that kind of would lead a little tour of cars locations. So you don't want to miss that either, and just make a whole weekend of it. And yeah. I'm excited.
And Donna and I are both going to be there, so
yes.
we'll get a chance to, give Donna a little sunshiny hug and slap the shit out of me.
That's right. Just whack him a good one.
Yeah, whack me a good one.
Or just like a oof in the stomach. Just
yeah. I've had enough of you.
That's right. Listen, mouth. Well, you know what else, people? If you, if you're a fan, come find us and we'll record you doing a little sting, and you can say, "You're listening to Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast."
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be fun. How to have different people.
Exactly right.
That. So come find us. It'll be awesome. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to mention, Dave, is for a little news thing. If people haven't seen it yet, there's a book that came out actually, I think last October, November. But it came across my radar. It's called No Cameras Allowed, and it's by Julian David Stone, and the subtitle is My Career as an Outlaw Rock and Roll Photographer, 1981 to 1987. And it's a beautiful, big, 12 by 12, glossy, amazing picture of photographs of bands. And, the unique spin on it is that he snuck his cameras into all these shows, because back in those days, before phones, no cameras allowed meant no cameras allowed. And so he had interesting ways of, pocketing his lenses. I mean, these weren't like little Kodak cameras. These were, professional cameras and 20 rolls of film and things. So he would secret those on his person and get in.
The Abe Lincoln hat gave him away every time.
Yeah. That was a short-lived solution. But anyway, there's some really great. The reason I bring it up on the podcast is because there are some great pictures of the cars in there from 1984, 1985, I think.
All with their hands out, going, "What are you doing?"
And there's not as many pictures of the cars as I had hoped, but the ones that are in there are beautiful. And again, it's such a beautiful big book that the pictures are just stunning. And there's U2 and Grateful Dead and Duran Duran. There's lots of other cool bands in there. But anyway, just thought I'd give a plug for that because I bought the book and I love it.
All right, fantastic. Well, my last little bit of news is, we on this podcast and in our social media, we just love to promote. I mean, we're all about the promotion.
Big time.
And I was just thinking today about all the different talented people that we promoted. And so I just thought I'd give a little shout out to each person, just kind of remind people to look these people up and buy what they're selling, what they have, because it's awesome stuff. That's why we promote it.
Very cool.
So I kind of went down and Dante.
Yes.
Dante Tomaselli.
Yes.
He has some great CDs. He has some movies that are good, but I'm still chicken and haven't watched them yet.
Because, yes, they're horror movies. You have to clarify, yeah.
Well, no, it's demon horror. I mean, I can watch a horror movie. I can watch
Gory.
Friday the 13th or whatever. These are demon nun movies, you know? And bless his heart, he sent me 2 of them, and I still haven't watched them yet. And I feel so bad, but, you know, it's demon horror nun movies.
What can you do?
You know, if Dante would do a sleepover with me and hold my hand while I watch, I'd probably watch them.
Please. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So let's do that, Dante. Do a little sleepover. I'll get my wife to order us pizza and Dippin' Dots. And you can eat, you know, cheese curls until we puke, and then we could watch your movies.
And Juji fruits. Yeah,
and Juji fruits. That'd be awesome. But anyway, you can find all of Dante's stuff on enterthetorturechamber.com.
Well,
that's his main site.
There's a clue right there.
Yes, no kidding. And another person we just think is very, very awesome, Chris Morris.
Yes.
Who did all the illustrations for, or has all for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But last year he gained a lot of notoriety for his illustrations of the cars, and I think we did him right. But hey, keep going back.
Yeah.
And we have, of course, Turbocharge.
Mm-hmm.
We're big on the Turbocharge. TurbochargeTheMovie.com and our Facebook Turbocharge page, fb.me/TurbochargeTheMovie.
Nice.
We've been getting a lot of likes on that.
Yes.
Lately.
And I just have to throw a thank you out to the Mad Sailor, our good friend Steve, who lined it up so that I could actually write an article and post an article about Turbocharge on the website classicrockhistory.com. The article's called The Cars, the Best Biopic, or Biopic, as people like to say, you've never seen. So, so I appreciate that, Steve. Thanks.
And I'm sure Steve really toned it down when he was asking these people to do this article on promotion for Turbocharge. You know, he wasn't like, I want you to be printing this article, you scurvy dog.
I think he threatened them with his hook. I think actually
Did he?
I think that's how it ended up coming to fruition.
Keep forgetting Steve has a hook and a peg leg.
That's right. Okay, go ahead.
Then, of course, we have Pop, a pop culture podcast, which we've actually done a crossover episode with. And Ken Mills is awesome. Yes. And I tell you what, saw a picture of Ken today. He's lost over 100 pounds.
I know.
Ken, if you're listening, you are looking badass, my friend.
Heck yeah.
Looking very awesome.
That's so great.
But you can find them at poppodcast.blogspot.com, where they list all their podcasts, and also you can find them on iTunes.
Very cool.
So you can follow them. Then we have our buddy Kirk Johnston and Snowblind Revival. Got to get Kirk's stuff. He's got that CD Baby store. So just go to store.cdbaby.com/CD/Kirk Johnston 7.
You know, he sent my son Sam, because my son is a Snowblind Revival fan, because we play the CD. Yeah, we play it. And he sent Sam a hoodie sweatshirt, a zip-up hoodie sweatshirt that says Snowblind Revival, and it says, I think it says Road Crew, and then it says Samuel.
That is awesome.
It's so cool. Sam wears it all the time. In fact, I keep telling him I got to get a picture of you in that, but half the time it's grubby because he wears it constantly.
Yeah, and he hasn't washed it yet, Kurt.
I know. It's bad.
That's how kids are.
Yeah, but it's his go-to. He wears it all the time. He loves it. So yeah.
Fantastic. And then, of course, Snowblind Revival, you can find at snowblindrevival.com. Excellent
awesome.
CD. Excellent CD.
Yes.
Then we go to our friend Joe which you just spoke about with the Ben Orr book.
Yes.
Let's go. Benjamin Orr and the Cars. Go to benorrbook.com.
Yes.
Still, there's people that have not purchased it because I've talked to them.
Yes,
And
yeah.
then we, of course, have our friend Bretonio Basilevici,
Also known as
Brett Bassel. He's got his store on CD Baby, store.cdbaby.com /artist/Brett Bassel.
Awesome.
Not Basil. And then, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know. I keep telling myself to stop interjecting all my little stories, but I just have to. Did I already tell you that I'm going to use one of Brett's songs for my son's wedding?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to.
Perfect song.
Our mother's son dance is going to be to Call on Me by Brett, and I'm so excited. And Nicholas, I sent him the song, and he thought it was perfect. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
Just beautiful. Don't make me cry. And then, of course, our buddy, from episode 50, Eric Barrow.
Yes.
He just has out his album, Obsolete. Very good album. Listen to it quite a bit. You can find all of Eric's stuff, including Things for the Cautions and his first solo album at ericbarrow.com.
Nice.
And then...
Go ahead.
Oh.
I'm trying to keep... I know.
A person we haven't had on the podcast, but I'm a fan of his. I love his stuff. And I don't know if you've picked it up yet, Donna, but Damon Mitchell. And for those of you who don't know who Damon Mitchell is, he's the guy that I was retweeting who did the cover of You Might Think, acoustic cover You Might Think. And that's how I got wind of him.
Nice.
But he is his stuff really reminds me a lot of 60s, early 70s, kind of Beatles kind of stuff. I love it. But you can find Damon. You can find him on Facebook.com /the Damon Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Which I don't know if he's if there's like 23 million Damon Mitchells in the world or something. The poor Damon, but
But
no,
yeah, he's
I'm
the
the
Damon. Yeah.
Damon Mitchell.
That's right.
Not just Damon Mitchell. I'm the Damon Mitchell. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we support all those people, and I love it's promoting them because they just bring a joy into my life, and it's nice to see them get some acknowledgement and some sales and things like that.
Yeah, what a great list. Boy, it's really cool to hear all of those people all in a row like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, you just didn't think that we promoted that many things and people, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool.
Good. All right, so we ready to get into it, Donna?
Wait, you forgot Moving in Stereo.
Oh, I forgot Moving in Stereo.
Another group that another guys we hope to have on the podcast.
Jeez, I'm not going backstage with them in Boston.
I know. You're going to get an oof in the stomach from those guys.
Yeah. Matt's going to pick me up and body slam me, I think.
Oh, that's right.
You see that? Did you see that picture of Matt with his cop sunglasses on?
That's intimidating, wasn't it?
Felt like I was being pulled over when I saw that picture.
And you know what the sweetest thing though about him, I just can never look at him the same now because I just thought it was so sweet. He and his fiance, I guess they'd gone to school together growing up, and then at the concert, the weekend of the Cars induction into the Hall of Fame, that concert, she went to that show and they reconnected, and that's how they fell in love. Isn't that the best? I love it.
I thought you were going to tell me they were dumpster diving like Eric Barrow used to do when he found that Cars tape.
Oh, no.
Just kidding, Eric. Just kidding. No, that's really sweet.
Yeah, I thought that was a precious story.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Plus, bass players get the babes. Just saying.
That's right. They're the best.
Yeah,
They're the best.
All right. So let's get into it. We've got 2 tribute CDs that we're going to kind of review tonight. And the first one is Substitution Mass Confusion, a tribute to the Cars.
Yes.
You want to give us a little background info on that one, Donna?
I do. And I just want to say I really dig this CD a lot. You turned me on to it a long time ago, and I'm so glad I have a copy of it now. It was released February 8th, 2005. By a company called Not Lame Recordings. And it was inspired actually by Ben's death. The person who organized it, his name is Peter.
Blue.
No. His name is Peter. I don't know if it's pronounced Cool, but it's K-U.
Oh, Kuehl.
Yeah, Peter Cool.
No, he produced it. I thought Eric's friend Blue put it together. And that's how he got Eric on there.
Here's what I've got documentation. It says photography.
Got documentation. Okay, text it now. I want to see it.
I will, but I'm gonna just read it.
I'm calling your bluff. Fake news.
I'm gonna read it for those out there who I'm not gonna text, but I will send it to you. It says photographer and fan Peter Cool, I guess, organized the CD inspired by Orr's passing. And here's a quote from him. The first thing I thought was that someone should get a tribute together, and I thought it should be for charity. After 3 years, none had been produced, so I decided to do it myself. So.
That's not the truth, by the way.
Well, he said it, so.
And I'll tell you about that at the very end, when I have a super secret tribute CD that I'm going to bring up.
Wait, what?
Just saying.
All right, well. This is what I have. So anyway, so now you threw me off.
I'm questioning your thought.
I know, how can my research be faulty? Okay, but it was inspired by Ben's death, and a portion of the proceeds did go to the American Cancer Society. And I picked up my CD in January of 2018, so a little more than a year ago, and it was about $20 at the time. Now, today I looked it up on Amazon. It's $108.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the couple places I saw it, they were all over $100. So,
yeah. On eBay, $161.95.
Yes. So it's difficult to get your hands on it now.
Yeah. Well, it's out of print because Not Lame is now not in business.
Oh, whoopsie. Not viable.
Yeah.
So a lot of the bands on here are Boston bands, and there are 21 songs. A variety of tracks that cover every album except Door to Door. Well, and of course Move Like This because it wasn't created at that time. Yeah, it's a great CD.
Yeah, and we brought this CD up on our last episode because Eric Barrow has the song Night Spots that he did with the Cautions.
Yes.
So if you're wondering about that one, you should listen to episode 50 if you haven't already.
There you go.
He gives you the whole story behind it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And does he dispute Peter Cool's claim?
Well, you know what? I should give a disclaimer on that. It's not an official tribute, but was done before this one.
What? Maybe you should just go into it right now.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to wait.
All right.
I'm going to make you wait. Okay. So, standout songs for you.
Oh,
let's hear one.
Well,
you pick.
There are several. There are lots actually on the CD that I really like. Early on in the CD, Just What I Needed by Damone.
Yes.
Is a fun, fast-paced rendition of Just What I Needed, sang by a girl with a great voice. And it's a lot of fun to sing. And that'd be one of my first ones.
Yeah, I think probably that's my favorite on the CD.
Oh.
And just because it's done so well and it's different. I can't even begin to explain it, but when they start the last solo, it starts early. It has this wow wow, and then they go into it. It's like not off tempo, but in the pause of the tempo that they started. And the timing is different. It's really cool. I've always loved it.
Nice.
Yes, that is a very good cut.
Well, and I want to say, before we go too deep into it, at first I was thinking, like, as I was deciding, do I like this cover, do I not like this cover? At first part of me was like, okay, well, I like the songs where they do something a little unique, kind of make it their own. Mm-hmm. And so that's part of my criteria. And then later I would hear songs where they made it a little unique and made it their own, and I thought, oh, I don't like that. That's not, you took too much liberty. Okay, well, so maybe that's not one of my criteria. And then other ones where it was like, okay, if as long as they stuck to the heart of the song, the lyrics or the tone that it should be, as long as they kind of stuck with that, but they did some unique things, and I think I like that. And then I would hear one, and nope, that is not,
Yeah.
that's not okay. That you even though you stuck to the same thing, you blew it. So it's, I don't know. I couldn't come up with consistent point system, I guess, to decide if I liked it or not. It just had to end up being my mood, kind of, and if I just liked it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you go through a CD anyway of any album, you'll come to a song and you're like, oh, automatic skip. And I'll admit there's probably a couple in here that I automatically skip for one reason or the other.
Yeah.
We'll get to those, but you have the liner notes, correct?
Oh,
which
I
is
do.
it's very interesting, because each artist writes something in there about why they picked the song or that kind of thing.
I'm such a dork. I did not even read these to prepare for this pod.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So, but the album starts off with "Hello Again" by The Argument, which I brought up in our last podcast too.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I bring up the liner notes is "Touch and Go" on this CD is by Jason Faulkner, and he states in the liner notes that he did not go back and listen to "Touch and Go." He wanted to do it as he remembered it, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, that explains it.
So, yeah, when you have some variation in there and so forth, that's just how he remembers it.
And the lyrics, I think. Is that one of the songs where the lyrics aren't right?
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Dang it, I wish I would have read these now.
Well, hey, you can just pull a Dave and just start reading while I talk, and then I'll say, do you agree, Donna? And you'll be like, what? Huh? What?
I'll just like,
yeah, yeah. So.
Oh, that's really cool. See, I need to go and see. I need to see what Eric said, and Doug Powell.
Yeah.
Darn it. All right, I'll go back and read these. I promise. There
you go. Well, a good example of, when you were talking about songs that you're just like, can't do it. There's songs on both CDs that we're reviewing tonight that just have what I call hokey 80s vocals.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one that really sticks out of my head, and no offense to him, God bless him for doing this CD, but it's the Tonight She Comes on here. And it's just, I know tonight. It's just that real 80s hokey, it's just, and I think to myself, is this how this guy really sings, or is he really beefing it up for this particular song?
Right.
So there's a lot of that, and I don't know, I just can't go with it for some reason. That kind of vocal, and it's almost like, it's not like an imitation of Rick, but it's just an 80s vocal kind of thing. It reminds me of Thompson Twins or who sang the
Tears
Hold Me
for
Now?
Fears. Oh no, Thompson Twins did Hold Me Now.
Hold Me, yeah, like that, yeah. There's another one I think. Don't You Want Me? That song.
Yeah, Animotion.
No.
No.
I can't remember the name. Oh, Human League.
Oh, Human League. Oh, there you go.
I mean, those kind of vocals, and that's just kind of what they remind me of. It just kind of dates it instead.
Yeah.
Kind of holds it back. But one of the other ones that I really like on here that I've talked about before is My Best Friend's Magic Girlfriend.
Yes.
That one's so awesome. I mean, honestly, you can find this CD on Discogs.
Okay.
It's a site for $30. They've got two of them listed at $30, and I know they're used. Obviously, they're not brand new. But you can. I mean, that song right there is worth $30, just because it's so original.
Yeah.
And the production of it's so cool. It just starts out very tinny and low, and just kind of goes. There's like a morph that happens in between singing My Best Friend's Girl and then Magic that I've always loved.
Yes. I'm trying to hold back because I could gush on this song forever. It's so good. It's so good. And it's the way it's one of those where, like I said, in some of the other songs, it's like you didn't even hold true to the original intent of the song, so I don't like this. This song is so different than, and it's this mashup, like you said, of My Best Friend's Girl and Magic, which you would think are two completely unlikely songs to put together. But he does it seamlessly, and it's beautiful. It's this acoustic, like you said, that tinny beginning, like you're listening to it through some sort of poor speaker system a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just so addictive, and then he has just a soft, sweet vocal delivery. I don't know. I love it. I love it.
The another one, I guess if we're going to go back and forth, the ones we liked, ones we didn't like.
Okay.
Shake It Up on this CD, I just can't do. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You don't like the ooh, ooh.
Well, it starts out with, I don't even know what the singer says, but it's like, hey, you ever have one of those days when blah, 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 you know, and then she goes on and it's just, I don't know, it's just too bubblegum for me.
I thought it sounded a lot like the Go-Go's.
Yeah. Yeah, the Go-Go's do the Cars. Yeah. I have to skip that one every time. I can't listen to it.
Yeah. Another one that I thought is really good, that I really like, and again, I'm a sucker for acoustic guitar. The cover of Misfit Kid by John Auer. I don't know how to pronounce his name. John Auer. It's an acoustic arrangement, and it's one where it's very different from the original, but I would say it captures the same feeling, that same confusion, that same acceptance that I just am not like everybody else. It's really good. That's one of my favorites too.
The and on that, the Since You're Gone by the Andersons. When I heard that one, it starts up and you're thinking, okay, what song is this? You have no clue. And you're thinking, did they make a mistake? What song could this be? And then all of a sudden it's Since You're Gone, and the arrangement is fantastic.
Yes.
I've actually emailed these guys and told them how much I love this version. Of course, I got no reply back, but I don't even know if this band is still together. But the Andersons. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Great song.
And it's funny, his voice. We're going to play a clip of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome! Because his voice almost has like a Tiny Tim sort of tiptoe through the tulips kind of thing going on. But it's the whole like the heartbreak over that she's gone now, and when he says like, "Where's the tenderness?" and you know, "You're so treacherous." The way he sings those is so plaintive and so mournful. Mm-hmm. It's just his voice is a perfect fit for the message of the song. And I love it. At first, the first listen through, I was like, what? I don't, because all I could picture was Tiny Tim. And then it just grabbed me. I just love it.
Yeah. So let's play a clip of that and just start it from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So everyone can hear the beginning, so then go, what the hell song is this?
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
All right, so that was the Andersons with Since You're Gone, a little bit a different version there that we think you would like.
Awesome.
We can't bypass our friend Eric's and the Cautions Night Spots.
Yeah.
Which that's one of those songs on here that I think really improves on the song. It's got that harder edge to it.
It rocks, yeah.
It rocks. It just rocks. And that's, I think, out of both CDs, that's the kind of tribute cover song that I really like the most, or songs that I think have improved on the original sound, or they've gone a different way on it that totally works.
Nice. Yeah, it rocks. And I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And knowing Eric now, like we do, because of course when I first got it, I didn't have a personal connection to him. And so now it's just even that much better hearing his voice and going, I love that guy.
Yeah. Now we have a deep personal connection with Eric. He mows our lawns.
And cleans out our dumpsters.
He does.
That's poor Eric.
Eric does for us. Yeah, he's great.
Never.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we're going to see him in Boston.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be so awesome. And
awesome.
Did he say this on the podcast? He's going to wear his Rick Ocasek suit.
Well, that's what he claims. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm counting on it, man. He better wear it.
I'm just forewarning him. He wears it. I don't care if I'm 3 sizes bigger than that jacket. I got to put it on. I gotta.
You've got to. I gotta put it on. Poor Eric.
We're both gonna have pictures with Rick Ocasek's jacket.
Yes, so we are.
Be prepared, Eric.
That's
and
awesome.
I gotta remember to bring my CDs to make him autograph them.
Yes, me too. Although he autographed my little thumb drive. You know the.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was really cool. What he doesn't know yet is that I still need to call him and ask if I can sack out on his couch when I'm there because I want to sleep on Rick Ocasek's couch.
That's right. That's right. I'm gonna look for change.
That's right. Oh, Eric, he's gonna get more than he bargained for that weekend. Well, you're talking about songs that improve on the original, and certainly no one can improve on Bye Bye Love no matter what. So I'm not saying
it's
that.
very hard.
It would well nigh impossible in my opinion. But the cover of Bye Bye Love on here by I think the band's called Spiraling.
Yes, ma'am.
Is so good. And this is on YouTube, so people can look this one up because this is out there to listen to. But it has a definite more rocking, because it really amps up the bass, and then it's got great guitar, and it pulls back a lot of the keyboard presence is not there like it is on the original. But man, it rocks. And the other thing I think that's funny about it when I listen to it is, you know how Ben, when Rick too, when they sing their songs, they follow their own timing, and we've always talked about how Ben has sort of kind of a weird way of pronouncing things, and they just sort of do their own thing on top of the background music, on top of the guitars and the everything. The funny thing about this version of Bye Bye Love is when he sings it like right on the beat. Like he'll be like instead of saying like what Ben would say. Actually, never mind. I'm going to cut all this out because I am not going to sing. I am not singing on this podcast. My cheeks are burning. I can't believe I almost sang out loud. Not doing it. People, listen to the song, and you'll see that he sings it like his vocals are just boom, 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 right on the beat. And I like it for his version, but I'm so glad Ben never sang that way. I'm so glad Ben just let the melody be whatever he wanted it to be, and it always fits so perfectly. So.
So what do you think of the addition of Slip Away in this CD, which I thought was really cool? It starts out sounding like Heartbeat City.
Yes.
And then they go into Slip Away, which is really cool.
Yeah. And that's never been a big song for me, so I didn't really spend a lot of time on that one. Sorry.
Oh. Well, I liked it. I think it's pretty good.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. So there we go.
Another one that I didn't really spend a lot of time on was the cover of Drive.
That's a tough one for me because, that's their signature song now.
Yeah.
It's you can't even come close to, Benjamin Orr's performance. So, one, kudos to anyone who ever covers that song.
Right.
And for the most part, I like them. I think they're okay. There's some versions put out there by like the Scorpions. Dear Lord. Why? Nikki Sixx's version. I know a lot of people like the Nikki Sixx.
I love that version.
No.
Oh, all right. Well.
Sacrilege.
No.
Yeah, sacrilege. So, but more power to this guy. But the thing is that I don't think I listened closely enough to even comment on this version. I can't even bring it up in my mind what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's kind of an acoustic. There's a little bit of keyboards in it, but for the most part, it's an acoustic arrangement, and it's pleasant. It's not terrible. It's just like like you said, if you're gonna cover that song, it's really got to be something special in order to make it listenable, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else?
Well, how about one that I really think kicks butt? I think this version is the shit.
Okay.
That I really like. It's Let's Go by Dumb Dog Run.
Yes.
I just love the guitar, the different arrangements on the guitar, and I just like how they sing the Let's Go.
Yeah. Awesome. You want to play a clip?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. That version rocks. It really
does.
It's a great cover. That's a great cover of that.
We've got a song that I know people like a lot. It's my I can't remember who posted. Somebody posted about a deep cut that you really like, and mine is it's all like. And there has only been 2 versions that I've ever heard that I've really liked by other people. One is on the Secret Tribute album that I'm going to talk about later. But the other one is Moving in Stereo. When they did it in Cleveland. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. So, but the one that's on this one, the music is okay, the arrangement's okay, but it has those hokey 80s vocals again in there. And it's kind of has that electronic beat that starts off, and it just doesn't work. Yeah. It doesn't work. You can't. You're taking a song that has a lot of emotion and kind of heartbreak in it, and turning it into this moody 80s thing. Right. And it just doesn't go with me.
I totally agree. And I wrote a little bit about this song. I did an article about It's All I Can Do, and so I had come across this version. This is by The Bravery. That's what they're called. And I like it okay if it wasn't covering what it's covering, because you're exactly right. This song is an emotional song. There's a lot of connection in it, and so to change it up and to make it something that's supposed to be kind of danceable, and it doesn't work. Just like you said, I was not super impressed with it.
Yeah. Now the cover of You Might Think by Blue, which is Eric's friend that got him on this album, I like. And it reminds me a lot of, well, I mean, it doesn't stretch too far. It's kind of like the Weezer cover.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stray too far from the original, but I think it's done very well.
Yes, yeah, I liked it too. And that was when my kids, when I was playing the CD in the car, and that song came on. And it was funny, I was kind of surprised. Elizabeth was just like, I can never get enough of this song, and just in general. And then it was this cover, and then she really liked it. So yeah, it was good.
That's a good one on there. Dangerous Type. What was your thoughts on that? By Chris von Schneidern.
No, he did. I thought he did Drive.
Oh, did he do Drive?
Yeah, Dangerous Type was Johnny Monaco.
Did I just rank that wrong?
I think
Dangerous Type. Oh, Johnny Monaco. You're correct. I'm sorry.
Yes. I thought that was pretty rockin'. I didn't think that was bad. I liked it.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm Not the One.
Meh.
Meh?
It was too... You know how we were just saying that the Bravery kind of took It's All I Can Do and went a less emotional route. This was I'm Not the One, and he kind of went too extremely into the...
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree. It obviously fits with the feel of the song. He sounds a little more depressed than these things, but it's I don't know. It's not bad. I like it.
It was just a little too much emotion for me, maybe. I don't know. It was
a little too much moodiness, a little too much dreaminess.
I don't know. Just like he was
just
trying.
Just put your finger on it.
Well, kind of like he was trying too hard, maybe, or I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know. It wasn't terrible. I didn't turn it off. I listened to the whole thing, but I didn't really go back to it.
You're All I've Got Tonight by the Millions.
Yes. I like that one.
Yeah. It's kind of borderline hokey 80s vocal, but once they get to, the chorus,
mm-hmm.
it kind of straightens itself out. So, yeah, I enjoy that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I had heard that one before. I thought that was good. What else is on here?
Well, we've got a lot on my head,
which is nice to hear a cover of that. I thought that was good.
Yes.
It was good. That was one too. I wasn't sure. It seems like, was that one of the ones that the lyrics were a little? It's not exactly what he says.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
And then the date Good Times Roll. And I kind of have this love-hate relationship with Good Times Roll. It was the first Cars song I ever heard in my life. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it has that special place in my heart, but it's not one of my favorite Cars songs. Maybe it's sometimes I think now, just as I've grown and so forth, it just seems like a little slow, and it always seems like it's probably the song I've probably heard the most. Seems like the one they always play on the radio.
Yeah.
When people say, "Yeah, we're going to play some Cars tonight," and they play Good Times Roll.
Right.
It's a bar band song because they want the good times to roll.
Right.
And so, this is one. I mean, it's a okay version. I don't have anything against it. I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe just overdone. You hear it in so many bar bands. You hear it on the radio so much.
Right.
Maybe there's a different cut they could have picked or something.
Right. Well, it's definitely a song that I have to be in the mood for, or that there are situations where it fits so perfectly, and then ones where you just kind of go whatever.
And you're talking generally, right? Whether it be the Cars version or a cover version, or
correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, just in general, across the board, Good Times Roll is one that I kind of have to be in the mood for to really enjoy. But if I listen to the debut album, I don't skip it. I always start off with that. It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But this version, no.
Yeah.
Really
Well, it's at
misses
the end.
mark. Yes, and isn't it it's kind of a slow, like they turned it into sort of a,
Yeah.
it was already, like you said, it was already kind of a slow tempo
Let
song
the
anyway.
good times roll.
Yeah, no.
It's very dreamy and
Romantic-ish and
yeah.
like what that's an example of one of those songs of like, no, this, you should not have tried to to do your own thing here, and you
Slow it
missed the
down.
mark on the whole purpose of the song, you know.
Yeah. Well,
So
let's end off on a kick-ass version
yes.
of Candy O
Yes.
by Doug Powell, who's very
Yes,
awesome.
yes. Doug Powell is very awesome, and we've talked about him before. I think on the new Cars episode. Wasn't that where we discussed, because
Yes.
yeah, because there
Yeah.
was a time when he was being considered to be the lead voice for the new Cars, and I think we even talked about a playlist. There's songs of his on YouTube, and he's the songs, in fact, that he wrote for the new Cars are on
Yeah.
YouTube, and they're amazing.
If you pick up his CD, Four Seasons, it has
Yeah.
six songs that he wrote specifically for the new Cars, and then he has some other little tidbits. Great album.
Yes.
Fantastic album.
Yeah.
But bringing up the new Cars, I just hit upon. I had an epiphany.
What?
Why I don't like Rundgren's vocals on Cars songs, because it reminds me of that hokey 80s voice that he does.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I don't dig him doing Cars songs.
Well, there you have it.
Wow.
Mystery
I'm
song.
glad I just figured that out. But that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
So would you say it's nothing against Rundgren in general? It's Rundgren
No.
and the new Cars.
Hey, I love the song Hello, It's Me.
There you go.
And I appreciate he's a hell of a guitarist. I think he has his own following or whatever, but
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think he did any of the Cars songs justice. I don't think he did the image of the band in justice. I mean, we've talked about it before. It was kind of a money grab kind of thing for him.
Right.
That's the way people always saw it. So when people bring up, and the new Cars, blah, 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 it's like, no, don't throw them in there, please.
Yeah.
When Craig's showing his plethora of memorabilia on Facebook, and he's got stuff in there for the new Cars, I just want to say, Craig, take that out of there.
Well,
it doesn't count.
Yeah. There's two schools of thought, because like we've talked about before, Elliot and Greg are part of it, and I love Elliot and Greg, so the new Cars are thumbs up for me, but not in its entirety. So anyway. So people, if you want to hear more of our thoughts on the new Cars, you can go back and listen to episode 13.
13.
I will always remember that one.
Yep. Recorded on Halloween night.
Yep, because we were dealing with a scary topic.
We were. All right.
So back to Doug Powell. Let's play a clip of this Candy-O because it's rockin'.
Distract yourself. Obstacles don't work. Homogenize, decentralize. It's just a quirk. Different ways to see through. All the same in the end. Peculiar star, that's who you are. So you have to win.
Okay, I love his vocals. His vocals. He has a great voice.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why. I mean, not even just based on that cover of Candy-O alone, they didn't choose him over Rundgren.
I know.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right. So our next tribute CD, if you don't mind me given what I recall about when it came out. First of all, I have no clue how I heard of this.
Okay.
I know it came out in 2010. Main Man Records, which I believe is still in business.
Okay.
The thing about this CD is It's out of stock on Main Man's website.
Right.
They had it listed for $10, which is what I bought it for. I can't find it anywhere else. I mean, I've searched and searched and searched, and it just, I mean, I guess your best bet would be to put a search in for it on eBay and get yourself notifications set up for if somebody ever lists a copy of it.
Right.
So it's kind of shitty of us to say, hey, we're going to review this tribute CD, but guess what? You probably won't ever get a copy of it, because that's basically what this is. But they had a little thing on their website, and you know that one quote that is on so many websites about the cars. It'll say, blah blah blah, Devo and Blondie.
Oh yeah.
That same one. Yeah. I thought this was that one when I first started reading it, but it is different.
Okay.
It says, in 1978, music fans were broken into two camps. One that dug new wave, bands like Devo, Talking Heads, and the Cars, and one that was into mainstream bands like Queen, Aerosmith, and the Cars. 30 years later, those lines have been blurred beyond recognition, and the proof on this is on this CD. Bands of every style of music have come together to pay tribute to the Boston band and their first two classic albums, The Cars and Candy-O. Says just what we needed, features two bonus tracks, covers of Drive, originally on 1984's Heartbeat City, and Emotion in Motion, found on Cars frontman Rick Ocasek's solo album, This Side of Paradise.
Nice.
So, this second CD came out. I got it. I listened to it. And one of the first things I realized about this CD is that these are some of the greatest band names I have ever heard in my life.
Right?
So let me just run down the list of these band names.
Okay.
First of all, you got Frankenstein 3000, which they do about 3 cuts on this CD.
With Joe Hand, don't forget.
One with Joe Hand, and then the other two is just Frankenstein 3000. So I guess Joe needed a hand and got Frankenstein 3000.
Nice.
Sean Mars, nothing big there. Durwood Andrews, which I love Durwood. Bewitched. It's Durwood. Dina and the Laughing Boys. My favorite, the Atomic Bitch Wax.
I knew you were going to say it was your favorite.
Bitch Wax.
Yes.
Porro y los Bobos, which is obviously a tribute to Alberto Vargas.
Of course.
It's a sexy band. We're sexy. The Angry Pomeranian, which, by the way, that was my high school wrestling team nickname. Digger Phelps, which I think is Michael Phelps' twin, who's afraid of the water. I don't know. Tough Darts. Nice name. I like it. It sounds to be like a Chinese knockoff of Pop-Tarts.
Especially because it's spelled Tuff.
Yeah, Tough Darts. Tara Elliott and the Red Velvets.
Nice.
I'm just thinking cake. That's all I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
The Swales. Okay. Jack Bragg. That sounds like a made-up name, doesn't it?
Oh, for
Jack
sure.
Bragg?
Yeah. Someone who tried to get his own action adventure TV show and it didn't work out, so he turned to music.
Another top standout, Tish and Snooky and the Driver's Ed Dropouts. And that's like Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. Right there.
I don't know what that is either.
You don't know Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters?
I don't. What is it?
In the movie That Thing You Do.
Oh.
They do the movie, and they're like, this isn't for the Wonders. Like, whoa, right now we're not the Wonders. We're Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Nice.
Eye of the Dawn. Now, that's just a damn cool band name.
That sounds like something up Dante's alley.
Yes. John Day. and The Biases.
Nice. Is that what that is?
I'm sure they have no opinion whatsoever. And another one of my favorites, 4-Year Beard, which I'm telling you, it's a tribute to Ben's Milkwood days.
Oh,
It's gotta be. Yeah. Graveyard School. Early Times, which is the one who does Drive, and then Virginia, I'm going to pronounce it Trout, even though I know it's Trout. It's Traut.
Yeah.
Who knows how that's spelled? Trait, probably. If you go phonetically.
Trout like kraut.
Yeah, Trout. Okay, could be.
Yeah.
Be. All right.
Yeah, when I first looked down that list, I was just like, I've never heard of any of these, and they're all very unique.
Well, the difference between this CD and Substitution Mass Confusion is it is literally the debut album and Candy O covered by all these different bands in the order that they are on the albums.
Yes.
So it's Good Times Roll, Best Friends Girl, Just What I Needed, I'm in Touch with Your World, Don't You Stop, on down the line.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have those extra two with Drive and Emotion at the end.
Yeah. And I had never heard of this CD at all until like a week ago when you said, hey, we should do this too. I had no clue. Didn't even know it existed. So it's been interesting to explore it.
Yeah. And honestly, this is one of those, and I know people would disagree with me, but when you have a CD of music and it's out of print and nobody's offering it, and they probably didn't sell that many to begin with, that people who are sharing music, I think that's one of those deals that you got to share. Not that I'm going to share it with everybody, so don't start, DMing me. I'm not going to do it, but it's just one of those deals where, you got a friend or two that you think really needs to listen to it, share it.
Right.
And this is, of course, what I did with Donna. Guess I'm going to jail now.
Yeah.
But, it's too good just for the handful of people who have it.
Right. And I looked on YouTube and I didn't look up every song on YouTube, but I went to look up some of them on YouTube and couldn't find them, so.
Yeah.
I want it to be accessible to people.
And it's not that, it doesn't have the extensive liner notes like Substitution Mass Confusion does. It just has on the inside the songs and the band and who played what on the songs, and that's it. So I just think they just decided to do a tribute album, which is cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
All right, so and this course one starts off with Good Times Roll, just like the debut album does. Now this version I really like, with Joe Hand and Frankenstein 3000.
Yes.
It's edgier. I think the tempo is a little faster on it. I enjoyed it.
I did too, and I felt like I'm assuming that Joe Hand is the one that's singing.
No, he's playing Joe. Joe Hand's,
oh no.
Joe Hand's playing the tambourine in the background.
If it's his voice, I felt like the vocalist sounded very David Bowie. I really liked it. I thought he had a real David Bowie sound.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And particularly, so I listened to each one through the week here and there, and but then going through them one final time, I listened to Substitution Mass Confusion first, and then just went right into Just What We Needed. And so to hear the Substitution Mass Confusion end with that not favorable version of Good Times Roll, and then to pick it up with this version of Good Times Roll, it was very distinctive difference, and yeah, I really loved this version. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you use iTunes on your phone? Okay. So one kind of irritating thing that iTunes will do for whatever reason is, say if I'm listening to All Things Cars and I just press shuffle.
Okay.
If Good Times Roll comes up, let's say I'll get Good Times Roll off the debut album, and then it'll play Good Times Roll from There's No Ersatz, and then it'll play Good Times Roll from this album, and then it'll play Good Times Roll from Substitution Mass Confusion. It's like, Okay.
I've had it.
I get it. Good times roll.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things,
Yeah.
you can't put more than one album on your iTunes that has the same song on it because it'll play them back to back for whatever reason.
Interesting.
Yeah. So do you just want to go in order on these and just kind of give a little thoughts on each one?
We can. Yeah, I don't have a ton of notes because again, it was also new to me. I haven't had time to really soak it in, but yeah, let's just go straight through.
Okay. My Best Friend's Girl by Sean Mars.
Yes.
Good rocked up version.
Yep, kept the hand claps, which was nice.
Yes. And the one thing I noticed and because I don't think on a lot of these songs, when it comes to the Elliott solos, they can't duplicate them because it's Elliott.
Right.
But I appreciate when someone can do something interesting to get by that. And I think this song is a good example of that.
Nice.
But I really like instead of the kind of the rockabilly, more of a metal sounding guitar.
Yeah.
In this one.
Nice.
And then we get to Just What I Needed.
Oh.
And I'm just going to say no, just no. Because
I just wrote no, period.
Dear Lord, and this goes back to what we said before, you cannot make a song different in your way by slowing it down.
Especially a song that doesn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What it reminds me of? When you get the Brady Bunch theme.
Yeah. Here's
a story about love. And whenever they have Bobby's dejected, he's coming home from school, and they would do the. And they do the same thing with Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's all dejected. You can't do that with Just What I Needed.
No,
you can't do it. It doesn't work.
Such a good comparison.
I don't mind you coming.
It was terrible.
Yeah. It doesn't work. I skip that song every time. No offense, Durwood.
I know. I'm sorry, Durwood.
It doesn't work, buddy. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't. It does not. And yeah, you just can't do it.
I would have rather heard a reggae version of Just What I Needed.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
It did make me think of, though, when you said that about Just What I Needed in Turbocharged, when they're supposedly at, the idler, and I don't mind you coming here. The one guy's wig flies off. Wasted all my time.
You guys really suck.
Ben's face when Rick, sings his little line, and Ben's kind of giving him the sideline look, yikes.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It is so awesome.
That's the only slow version of Just What I Needed that I can handle.
Let's after talking about Just What I Needed on this CD, let's talk about one where they went a different route, and I really like it. And I don't know if it's the female vocals, but I think it's the fact that I'm in Touch with Your World is not one of my favorite songs, and I don't know why. It just isn't. It's interesting to watch live just because of Greg doing all of his stuff. And by the way, looking forward to moving in stereo doing this song, hopefully in Boston.
That'd be awesome.
But it's with Dina and the Laughing Boys, and it's so different. But I like the bass line that's beginning of it, and the I guess Dina's vocals. It's I don't know. It's so different. I just like it. It's a little happy song now.
Oh, I know. I love it too. Let's play a clip of it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
You get the diplomatic treatment.
Isn't that awesome?
It's so great. Because I love her sweet little, because I'm in Touch with Your World is always a Greg song to me. And
Yeah.
Greg is sort of the happy-go-lucky, sweet, cute member of the Cars. You just love him. And her voice evokes that same feeling in me. I just love her. I want to give her a squeeze. And the instrumentation and some of the different things that they do in that, it just fits so perfectly. And it's, I was really impressed with that one.
And the thing that I really like about it is, during that song when it really jams into the guitar just before it's, such a lovely way to go, they kind of tone it down. It tones down before they get to that part. It's like the exact opposite. But it just works. It fits.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great tune that is. She did a really good job with that. They did.
So then comes my Atomic Bitch Wax. With Don't Just Stop.
Yes. And this is a really rocked up one too. They took a song that was already a rockin' song and upped it a notch.
Yeah. And I think they've kind of bumped the keys up a little bit as opposed to the Cars version.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that too. Yeah, it rocks. I mean, Don't Just Stop is a great rock song to begin with, but they really picked it up a notch.
Yeah, I agree.
With this.
I totally agree. I liked that one a lot.
You're All I've Got Tonight by Porro y los Bobos.
I wonder what bobos are, because it's something and the something. What are bobos?
It's the Albertos.
That's what they meant to write.
Bobos is Spanish for Alberto.
I'm looking it up.
It's probably boobs.
Right. Let's see. Oh, the translation. Thanks, Google. That was helpful. I typed in Porro y los Bobos, and the translation is Porro and Bobos.
Well, there you go.
Thanks, Google. Thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's weird. I wonder if Porro is a person's name, and then the Bobos is just the band name. So it's Porro and the Bobos. There you go.
That seems weird.
That's just, hey, who knows? It may be a mariachi band for all we know.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Their song on here didn't have any. Didn't hear any maracas or anything going on in there.
No. A good recreation of Elliot's solos, though.
Yes. Yeah, they did a good job.
All right. And then we got Bye Bye Love. Now, this is where you and I may differ. This is Frankenstein 3000. My favorite on this whole CD. I think they kick ass on Bye Bye Love.
Yes, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. It wasn't as good as Spiraling. It wasn't as good as their version, but it was good because it was pretty faithful to the. Like where Spiraling, I felt like really took a step outside of the box. I don't feel like Frankenstein 3000 did that.
Well, no, they didn't. But I thought that's a very hard song to cover and do well with.
Yeah.
Just because of the bend factor.
Yes.
Because you're obviously listening to the vocals the most, but I think they really they rock it out, and the vocals are good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
The Angry Pomeranian.
You and your wrestling team.
The Angry Pomeranian.
And now on the mat, we have David Curry, also known as
the Angry Pomeranian. I like the arrangement on this. It starts out kind of in the not the chorus, but in a mid. I mean, it doesn't start where the song usually starts.
Right.
So the arrangement's different, and the vocals are okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Once again, they're competing with Benjamin. But it's, I like it all in all. I like the difference in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I didn't have anything specific on it. It was pleasant to listen to, but nothing really stood out one or the other. I thought it was good.
What about Digger?
I really liked this.
Phelps.
I liked this version. This is Digger Phelps. This is another one that.
I don't like water. That's Digger Phelps.
Mom, Mike's trying to put me in the pool again.
Stop it. You know I don't like the water.
That's probably why, because his brother probably held him underneath, smart
Yeah.
aleck swimming dude was probably like, come here, Digger. Come here, Digger.
I'm sure Digger ended up being a miner. Who knows? You
Or grave digger.
know, grave digger.
The grave
Who
digger
knows?
Phelps.
He installs sprinkler systems. I don't know. Who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows? I thought this was good. I thought it was a good version. This is another song that would be difficult. It's an emotional song. It's Ben's vocal. It's one of those fan favorites that you just really get attached to, the original. But I thought they did really well, and I thought the background vocals were really good.
Yes, because that's part of what makes that song too,
Mm-hmm.
are the background vocals.
Yeah, I thought they did really good. It was a faithful cover. I think they did well.
Yeah. So I mean, all in all, that whole tribute to the debut CD. I mean, it's worth a listen.
Yeah, it's solid.
Got a lot of good stuff. And so then we go into Let's Go.
Okay.
On this Let's Go, by Tough Darts, the Chinese Pop-Tart. Good arrangement. I like the different arrangement. The vocals just kind of meh. I'm not big on them, unlike with Dumb Dog Run.
Yeah, and I don't care for how they changed they omitted some of the lyrics and in the chorus and that kind of thing. Yeah, that was too, you took too much liberty there. I don't like that.
Yeah. Then we get to another good one.
Oh man, and we have to play a clip of this one. This blew me away. She blew
Tara
me away.
Elliott and the Red Velvets,
Mm-hmm.
Since I Held You. And it's one of those songs that it's like, wow, this really works.
Mm-hmm.
And she not only sings it, she growls this song.
Oh yeah.
Or
It is so good. Well, and I want to say about it too, like my best friend's magic girlfriend, the one we talked about on Substitution Mass Confusion. It's different enough that, so like, when you listen to covers and it's a cover, and so there's part of you that's always kind of comparing, and even if you like it, you still like it, but you probably think, oh, I'd still rather listen to the original probably. Mm-hmm. My best friend's magic girlfriend and this version of Since I Held You, to me, are so well done and so unique that they become their own songs.
Yeah.
And
agreed.
Especially, of course, my best friend's magic girlfriend is very different. But her version of Since I Held You she makes it so much her own that I can listen to it as a separate song and love it.
Yeah,
so
she's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, let's play it.
So cue that up.
Here we go.
I know you refuse to get involved. You won't help me out none. You run around like a paper doll, pretending it's fun. Baby, please don't run. Something in the night just don't sit right. Looks like I'm gonna be up all night. It's been such a long time I held you. It's been a long time I held you. Such a long time I held you.
Man, she's just so good.
Since I Held You. Yeah, she's good.
And the whole
like
song
it.
from beginning to end, she just owns it. It's so good.
It makes me wonder how many of these bands, once they record these songs, put them in their set.
Oh, I hope, yeah.
I mean, how could Tara Elliott not put this in her set
Oh, I know.
after doing that? Because she's just excellent.
Yeah. When I have time, there's some of these I thought, gosh, I want to look up that artist and find more of their stuff. She's definitely one of them where I thought, I want to hear what else she does. She's strong vocalist and she's got some style. I want to hear what
she's firecracker.
She is something else, that Tara Elliott.
Okay. So then from there we go to It's All I Can Do. And as I said before, I haven't heard too many good renditions, just a couple.
Yeah.
This is just one that is just, it's just, I don't even know what to say about it.
Yeah. I don't
Other
know
than
that.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I skip it.
Yeah, I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on that one. I don't think I even listened to it all the way through the first time.
You didn't make it all the way
I know,
through.
and I'm sorry, the Swales. I'm sure that you can do amazing stuff in the Swales world, but this was just not. Yeah, I didn't. Yep, that's all we need to say about that one, probably.
Yeah. What about Double Life with Mr. Jack Bragg?
I don't really didn't really write anything down for this. Double Life is not one of my favorite songs
Yeah. Well,
already, so.
I love the piano. I love the violin
Oh, that's right.
in this.
That's right. It was sort of the orchestral version.
Yeah, makes
That's
it very, very interesting.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, that was
moody.
different. And now that you say that, I do remember thinking, even the piano doesn't make me like this song anymore, really. So, and that's nothing against Jack
Wow.
Bragg, but
Yeah.
again, I love all things Cars, so I love it, but I don't love it at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Now, Shooby Doo by Tish and Snooki and the Driver's Ed Dropouts. The Shooby Doo is a weird one to cover, but they have to do it because this is the way they're doing this CD. But I think what makes this enjoyable, they got the car sound effects in there, but it's more like it's like a Broadway version. That's what I keep picturing every time I listen to this, is like if they were doing some Broadway show
The Cars
with
on
Cars
Broadway?
tunes, the Cars on Broadway, this Shooby Doo would be in there. It's got that, dream sequence kind of the play kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't, this was another one that I just didn't really stick through.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know, it just
interesting.
didn't,
Listen to it again, because I think the sound effects and just the fact that it has a Broadway kind of quality to it, I think it's worth a listen.
All right, I'll try it again.
I enjoy it.
I'll try it again.
So from there we go to Candy O,
Yes.
Eye of the Dawn, and again, just say no.
No,
You can't
no.
slow it down, man. But this one kind of comes off like a Bollywood soundtrack song. It's got that pa-ching, wang, bang, rang kind of,
Yes,
whatever that
it's sort
instrument
of
is.
this snake charmer kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really dig this one. I really
Seriously.
do. Yes, this is one. It
Really
has
do.
that. Yeah, I really did. In fact, I wanted to play. This would have been a great one to play a clip of, but I know we did Candio with Doug, which is also such a great version. But this one, it has that same hook for me, where it's different enough that it's a different song to me, and I just really like it. It's so funky.
I just don't see it that way. I just see it as let's just slow it down.
Oh no,
And,
because they slowed it down, but then they sort of made it this mysterious, like we said, sort of the snake charmer thing, Middle Eastern sound to it, and it's kooky. I love it. Yeah, I dig it.
We agree to disagree.
Okay.
Night Spots by Johnny Day. Love the guitar in this one, by the way.
Yeah, I think that was pretty rocking.
They
wasn't
used
it?
instead of the keys in the beginning, and good vocals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was a good one.
I think it's worthy. I don't like it as much as the Cautions, Night
No.
Spots on the other one, but I do like it.
I agree. Eric takes it on that one.
Yeah. Winner, Eric. You Can't Hold On Too Long. Again, by Frankenstein 3000.
Yeah, they're good.
This is their third song on this CD, and something just tells me that in a lot of these songs that we didn't like on this, that Frankenstein 3000 just should have covered them.
Yeah.
They've done 3. They should have done 5 or 6.
Yeah, maybe. This is a good one. This is another one that it's fun to hear a cover of.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just typically don't hear a cover of this song, but I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, so whoever the lead singer is of Frankenstein 3000, I like, better than Joe Hand if he is the lead vocalist in Good Times Roll, but they do a good job.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll have to look them up.
I know, me too. I was just thinking that. Actually, I was just typing it in.
Lust for Kicks. What was your thought on this one? By the Biases.
I can't decide.
Why do they think this is the best cut on the CD? Because they're the Biases.
That acapella, it has this whole acapella feel to it. That, because the whole thing is not acapella, but it had a lot of that in it.
I put in my notes that it sounds like a 12-year-old playing a toy piano.
Oh yeah, Yeah. It sounded like it could have been in Pitch Perfect 4.
Yeah. But the background vocals are cool, though. I like the background vocals.
Well, they're okay. I can't decide. I kind of liked it, and then I kind of didn't like it, and then I thought, well, maybe I could listen to it again, and yeah, I'm on the fence.
Yeah. All right. So, For Your Beard got a lot of my... Which I
Yeah.
wonder how they do it in a contest. What do you think?
Well, the biases think they would lose, but
Yeah, they do.
yeah, I don't really. This was all right. I don't have any really notes on this one.
I think
It did stand out.
musically it's good. It's like a good bar band recording.
Okay.
But the vocals from get into that 80s hokey
Yeah.
vibe for me. But musically, I think it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
So then we get to the ending of the Candy-O section with Dangerous Type by Graveyard School.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing about this is the beginning of it, I thought it was the Rubber Band Man when I first did it. Yeah. Dunk, 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 dunk. But then these kind of speed metal vocals, and it's like, yeah, okay, all right, now we're grooving.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Well, I thought it sounded like it had a bit of a Motley Crue
Yes.
crunch to
Yes.
it, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
With
you know,
that
like-
kind of that cymbal ching 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 kind of thing in
Yeah.
there, and yeah.
Yeah. Let's play a clip of that.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go.
Who cannot touch you, or you out of touch? I guess I'll never notice that much. Geranium lover, live on your wire. Oh, come and take me, whoever you are, yeah. She's a lot like you, the dangerous type. She's a lot like you, come on and hold me tight.
Rubber band man.
Yeah.
So on these last two songs, on Drive and Emotion, first of all, I wonder why they included them, because it kind of takes away from the theme of the first two albums.
Right.
You put Drive on there, which we've said before is kind of a hard one to cover, and in this version of Drive, this isn't one that I liked. They're changing lyrics, maybe because maybe they're just going on what they remember
Right.
and not really looking at the lyrics. It just wasn't good. But the Emotion by Virginia Trout, I like it. I guess because I'm digging the female vocals.
Yeah. I'm the same. I didn't care for Drive. I didn't listen to it super closely. It's one of those right from the beginning of like, I can already tell this is going to go down a road I don't want to go down. And then Emotion actually is one of those songs for me that it's got to be good. If you're going to cover this song, it's got to be something pretty special. So I think I listened to it once and then I was like, oh, I just didn't care for it very much. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. It's one of those Rick songs, and there's not a lot of them for me. I'm not huge into Rick's solo catalog. I've listened to every CD once, I think now, but that song is just a sweet, special song for me. So I just don't like people messing with it.
Yeah. So out of the two tribute CDs, which one do you prefer?
Oh, that is a really tough question, actually. I almost even having only listened to Just What We Needed for a short time, I really love that CD, and I've had Substitution Mass Confusion for a while, and I really love that one too. So I don't know, it's hard to say. I would have to do a tally mark and see which CD has more songs that I like on it, because they both have a good chunk.
I have favorite songs on both.
Yeah.
But I think my favorites on Substitution Mass Confusion outweigh the favorites on, Just What We Needed.
Okay.
But I've enjoyed listening to them again. I mean, just what we needed, I haven't listened to in years.
Yeah.
So it was nice to pull that out, and I got a couple listens through on it this week. Substitution Mass Confusion, I have in my
Playlist
phone
or whatever.
playlist. Yeah. So I hear it all the time.
That Tara Elliott one, boy, that was I don't know. There's some good ones on there.
Yeah. All right. So I brought up the fact that there was a tribute CD that was put out before Substitution Mass Confusion, based on Benjamin Orr's death, and there was, and it was just called Benjamin Orr Tribute, and it just features songs by Benjamin Orr, but this was actually put out by the FANORAMA. This CD was contrived through the Frozen Fire email list, and what we did was they offered for people to do their rendition of any Ben song they wanted, and 9 people went for it, not being one of them. Some people were in bands, some people weren't. Some people had good recording equipment, some people didn't. So it's kind of a mishmash of very well produced stuff to stuff that's, very low on the producing totem pole, but it's still all very interesting. And so
David,
wait,
yeah. You are blowing my mind.
No, I'm serious.
No, I know you're serious. Wait, Dave, are you going to tell me who's on it?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh.
The way they did this was they put the offer out there, and I can't remember who set it up. So if you're listening, pardon the fact that I can't remember that you're the one that orchestrated it, but people would record their songs, send them to that one person, and that one person put the compilation together, and then people could get a copy by sending money to them. And then they took all that money and then donated it to the National Pancreatic Foundation.
Really?
Yeah. My role in it was to make the CD cover.
Okay.
And I'll have to take a picture and post it.
Yeah.
But I'll send a picture to you right now via the wonders of Facebook Messenger so you can see what I'm talking about.
That is the coolest thing.
This is the cover that I made, and I'll do the back, but the back is hard to read because I made the covers on, an old inkjet printer.
Oh my gosh.
I think you're going to be able to read this, Donna.
It's okay. Wow.
With the glare and everything. But, yeah, that's pretty bad. But good luck on that. But what the deal is, there's still a lot of people on this that I believe are still involved in the Facebook groups and so forth.
Yeah, so I want to know who did stuff. That's so cool.
So first off was Just What I Needed by Greg Lott.
Okay.
And this is done with a band. So he was in a band. Then Bye Bye Love with Reason for Tommy was the name of the band. Okay. Paul Fish was lead vocals.
Oh, I recognize that name. Yeah.
God, I can't read this. Craig
McGuire?
No, it's not McGuire. Craig Macker, maybe. These are so hard to read. I can't read them because it's just all smudgy.
Oh.
Then we have Moving in Stereo by WB, and that's the name of a band.
Okay.
Steve Law was in that band. That's where it came from him.
Okay.
All Mixed Up by Tim Schoen.
Okay.
And then I was talking about It's All I Can Do. This is my favorite cut on this tribute by Don Hassler. I know you know Don.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Does a great job. Oh, Low Tide is the name of the band.
Okay.
It's from Don Hassler, but I love that version of it. Don't Go to Pieces by Monophonics Monkey, which is an awesome band name.
Yes, that's Tim Belgard's band.
Is it?
Yes,
Okay,
I've
there you
heard
go.
that. I have heard and love that version of Don't Go to Pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
This Could Be Love, Crystal Radio Kit, and that's Kevin Darbro, which I know you're familiar with.
Yeah, I know that name.
Drive, Scott Orsi did.
I know that name too.
And then this one is kind of I think, well, it's all I can do is my favorite. But the one that I appreciate the most is the very last one. It's Stay the Night by Diana Decker. And she just, bless her heart, she's just singing into a microphone, a cappella.
Wow.
Singing. And like I said, these aren't good quality recordings by any means. But it's the heart that I love about this little tribute.
Yeah.
Just the people who went out on a limb to do the songs, but also the fact that it was a group effort.
Yeah.
People to do that and put that together. And I don't know if anybody, if any of the people that are on this would ever be interested in doing something up like that again and sending money to the Pancreatic Cancer Foundation. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I have like an extra liner in here. What is? Oh, I put the CDR thing in there like it needs to be in there. But yeah, it's really cool. I'll share that with you. I should have done that before, but I just thought of it today. This morning, I just thought of it. I'm like, oh, what about the Ben Orr tribute?
Oh, wow, Dave, what an amazing little slice of FANORAMA history. I love that you guys did that, or that they all did that, everybody. Wow.
Yeah,
and what year was
awesome.
that?
Well, it would have been, I think it was in early 2000 or late 2000, early 2001 that they did it.
Because he would have died in.
It
was after he
was
died.
soon. Yeah. And it was very soon after he passed away that they put it all together.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was a way that everyone kind of coped and dealt with it, and
honored him. And boy, that is really a great story. Oh, FANORAMA, I love you.
I'll post better pics of the cover.
Okay.
And the back cover. I'll take the CD apart. It's hard to read. One, because of my crappy
vision
printer at the time. My crappy vision. That too. My crappy vision. But and I think the way I did it was I just made it up and made it, a couple JPEG files, and people printed them off themselves.
I see.
To make the cover. And then whoever was in charge of sending out the CDs just, sent out the blank or the CD in a paper sleeve, and and that's how we did it. But yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, that's great. That is so great. What a great story.
Yeah. But the Low Tide with Don Hassler, it's all I can do. Man, they rock it. I really like it. They do a good job.
I can't wait to hear it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's so funny about that. The Tim Belgard, the Monophonic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Because I had come across that version of Don't Go to Pieces somehow, and he actually used it in a contest. He won a contest with it, his band.
Really?
And they did a cover of another Car song. What was it? Because I wanted to write about Tim for my FANORAMA files, and we kind of talked about doing it, and then, I don't know, it just kind of got pushed off to the wayside. It seems like it was him and his brother. I need to revisit that story because I love the version of that song. And like I said, I think he did another song too. And he just seems like a really nice guy, just a great guy too. Wow, that's fun.
If any of those people that I mentioned on this CD are happen to be listening, please drop us a line.
Yeah.
Let us know that you heard us talking about you. And, I'd love to, play some cuts from this. And that was the other thing. I was going to think about sending you some cuts of it, but, can't kind of do that without their permission since they're part of the FANORAMA.
Yeah, well,
but,
like you said, if any of you guys are listening out there and you don't mind, let us know because we can always drop a clip on the next one and just to revisit it. That's awesome.
Sure enough. All right.
Very cool.
So we have some Midnight Scroll tonight, Donna.
Yes, we do.
right? You've
Yeah.
got an email.
Yep.
I've got YouTube comments.
Okay.
And so let's. What are you giggling at?
I'm afraid I might know YouTube comments that you're going to talk about.
You know.
Oh man. Oh boy. I better wrap a rainbow around me.
Yeah. Why don't you go with your email first? Oh, let's play that Midnight Scroll song.
I was just going to say, first I'm going to rock it out for a second.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Take me apart 'cause I'm out of control. Send me a letter on a midnight scroll.
All right. My email is a question, and it is from our listener and Georgina, who is actually a blog reader too. She says, "Hi Donna and David. I'm still slowly listening to the back episodes."
Wait. Donna and Dave?
Donna and David.
Yeah. Not Dave and Donna?
No.
Holy shit.
You know what I noticed?
I've lost my top billing status.
No. You know what I noticed is that I think that people that maybe have come to the podcast through the blog, that maybe they think of me first, and then you, and then other ones that are original podcast listeners, I think, call it Dave and Donna, or say Dave and Donna.
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter to me. I mean, ladies first. Always.
Oh, you're the consummate gentleman.
There you go.
Okay. Hi, Donna and David. I'm still slowly listening to the back episodes, most recently the one with Kurt Gaber. I really enjoyed hearing his stories and was especially impressed that he'd been inspired to learn to play the guitar after having bought one of Benjamin's.
And that was when he was live streaming.
As I
mention
recall.
for Kurt.
Yes. Thank you for that, Kurt. We'll never forget it.
No.
Ever.
Can't get it on my head now.
That's right. Okay. She says, a question. In interviews, Rick has mentioned that he didn't want to have anyone else contribute songs to the Cars. He's quoted as saying that in past bands, he'd done songs by Ben and that he didn't want to do that anymore. Do you two know of any songs that Ben wrote for the previous Rick and Ben lineups?
Well, Lincoln Park and Milkwood.
Yes. Yeah, that's
the only one I know of.
Let me think. Yeah. The song, there's a song called I Know I've Had My Chance by Captain Swing.
Yes.
Which I know the lyrics to, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were written by Ben.
Why? What makes you say that?
Because of their simplicity and the straightforwardness.
So Rick, they don't sound like typical Rick lyrics?
Right, yeah, they don't have sort of that mystery, eclectic wording kind of thing. They're very straightforward, and it tells a very straightforward story. I wouldn't be surprised if those were written by Ben, but I don't know of any others than Lincoln Park, like you said.
Yeah, me either. I think that's the only one.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Good question, though.
That is a really good question. And yeah, I don't even know of any, because the only person that we know with a co-writing thing is Greg.
Yeah.
Elliot wrote Cool Fool, and it seems like he might have written something else. Well, not something else. I think that was someone else's song called something else. But I think he wrote another one that maybe the Cars did early on. But yeah, Rick was he had a very definite idea of what he was going to put on his stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if when I still just have my fingers crossed for Richard and the Rabbits stuff to come out, and I wonder if any of that would have some Ben writing or co-writing.
Possible.
Yeah, interesting. Well, yeah, this is a great question. Thanks, Georgina, for writing in.
Right. So we've had some really cool comments from people who have seen a video for Dave Juskow's How Did You Do It?
Okay.
And I posted those on Twitter, and they just like the song. They really want to see the movie, so that's cool. So thanks to those people who made those comments on there. It's nice to see.
Yes.
The comment that, first of all, we had a lot of great comments from the Judith Orr episode.
Mm-hmm.
lot of people wrote very nice things about it. And then the one that I have to read and comment on is kind of goes back to our Orbots, Orbs, or Not episode. We had a comment. Yeah, I know this makes you nervous, Donna, but that's just the way it is.
I know.
So this person that we know, we've had disagreements with before on this, and this going back to the Orbots episode, it's one of those people that I believe try to put themselves out there as a person who knew nothing about Benjamin Orr, that he came to them spiritually, and that they were driven to find out more about them, and that they're getting messages to give to other people, and it just kind of turns into a stalker situation and so forth. So we haven't heard anything from a lot of the people that we talked about on the Orbots, Orbs, or Not episode, which has been nice. It's
Yes.
been nice because, I'm sorry I have to call them out because a lot of it's just bullshit. But anyway, so this person puts a comment in the feed on YouTube for our Judith Orr episode. So she starts out, Benjamin's spirit has been in contact with me since late 2017. I was not a starstruck fan and barely knew who he was. Since his initial contact, I've basically received a tutorial on his life, which, okay. So the first thing I'm thinking here, a tutorial on it, is he like going, all right, partner, now the next slide's me elbowing some Fonzie-looking guy who pulled a knife on me in Cleveland. All right, so there's that slide. Next slide. Okay. No, this is me saving Taco Tuesday. Okay. Ooh. What's this mean? I mean, I don't get. So, anyway, a tutorial on his life, complete with a few spiritual appearances. So, what that means, I don't know. It could be, in the bed at night, seeing a man's shadow, standing at the foot of her bed, great big hat on.
It sounds like some sort of reject early 1970s game show, honestly.
She hears some voice say, "It's an Orbrero." Oh, that's what you're wearing. Okay. Tutorial is complete with a few spiritual appearances. It was a lot to take in, but I've tried to retain an open mind. Okay, my thought is, why do you have to retain an open mind? You're a psychic. Doesn't that seem a little funny? So, I certainly am not a stalker. Oh, hell yes, you are a stalker. I'm sorry. But he did want me to contact some family, friends, and I have talked with some. Some people don't believe in this and ignore me, and that's fine. Now that I hear what you went through, she's talking to Judith, with this idiot stalker, I can see why you would be leery. I have no interest nor the time to pursue people. Okay, so that takes me back to this person's original intent. Isn't it funny that they make this comment on the Judith Orr episode,
Right.
which is probably one of the people she's tried to contact with quote-unquote messages or whatever, so Judith will possibly see it.
Right, I know.
That's my take on it. He also wanted me to send messages to band members. Like what? Or Richard, because we all know he called him Richard.
Oh, yes, of course.
Richard, I wish I had more time in videos. I don't know. What would he say to him?
Yeah, I've got a message for you, Richard.
Got a message for you, Richard. Yeah, I should have been in the magic video a little bit more than my rock and roll bass move.
Yeah, exactly, partner.
Yeah. Anyway, she says, I tried once to everyone he wanted me to contact. I told him, if they don't respond, it's all I can do.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. I'm sure Ben answered back, but don't you stop. The only reason I'm making this comment is to make people aware that the spirit world does make attempts to let us know that they can see us, hear us, feel us. There is only a dimension that separates us. Soul never dies. Okay. And which I totally agree with. I totally agree with on that part.
Yes.
And so, you know, I see this comment in the YouTube, so I have to respond. You know me, Donna.
I know.
I have to respond.
Oh, hang on,
And-
just one sec. Hang on. Because the thing I find interesting is I was not a Starstruck fan. I barely knew who he was. And yet her YouTube handle is always knew to wear it well. Fancy you can tell. Oh,
Not
yeah,
starstruck.
you're not a fan.
No.
Yeah, you're not starstruck. You're not obsessed with Ben. Okay,
No, not at all.
go on.
But anyway, I just, you know, basically said, hey, you know, with all due respect, I don't believe you. Please refer to episode 37, which was the Orbots, Orbs, and or not. And I just kind of, you know, put in there, it never ceases to amaze me how people want to harass Benjamin's friends and family, you know, with this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like that guy on Twitter. She just kind of went for the jugular, you
Yeah.
know, after that, and calling me by name and talking about how I'm disrespectful and I was rude to her 2 years ago and
And then
you know,
somehow,
so
yeah,
forth.
your
Yeah.
soul still reflects on
Yeah.
others the pain you hold inside.
Yeah, so, yeah, trying to make me feel bad, like, yeah, I have a damaged soul.
Right, right.
And I just thought, you know, yeah, I'm sorry. Was this the attention you were seeking? What kind of attention do you expect to get? But, you know, she told me my insults are expected and ignored and blah, blah, blah. And I think I just made a couple more comments and that was kind of the end of it.
Yeah.
Called her by name because, you know, I knew who she was.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that's kind of the end of that. But, you know, it's just, I plead to the people, who have a different kind of relationship with the Cars and Benjamin Orr fandom. I'll just tell you straight up. It's ridiculous. We've talked about it at length. Don't post stuff on the Night Thoughts page. Don't post stuff in our YouTube comments and expect for people to buy it.
Right.
It's not going to happen. You're outed. That's why they've gone so quiet. You know, people have kind of realized over time and through our podcasts that, you know, these are people who, you know, want some attention. They want some contact, other than just looking at pictures of Benjamin. They want some contact with his family or friends. And this is the way they're going about doing it.
Right.
And I'll say once again, I totally believe in the afterlife. I totally believe our loved ones contact us and are with us. I don't poo-poo that one iota because I've experienced it in my own life. I just don't believe you.
Right. Exactly.
Not going to happen.
Exactly.
I mean, Benjamin Orr is not contacting you for the same reason Benjamin Orr is not contacting me. It's ridiculous. So,
Right.
industry.
Well, and you know, you mentioned about them wanting to have, you know, contact with Ben's friends and family, or you know, and we've talked about this before too, but I just can't help but say it again, that I just see it as a power struggle, as a, you know, that they want to have this be perceived as this person who has extra knowledge, a special connection with Ben, that they can speak authoritatively on. You know, Benjamin actually wouldn't really like that because in our discussions from the spirit world, I understand him better than anybody.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And even to his friends and family, of, you know, Ben would want you to know this. Like, it's infuriating to me.
Yeah.
But I just think it's this power. They're just after this position of power and influence in the fandom, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's just, you got to laugh. That's all I
I'm
can say.
gonna have to
You gotta
because I'm getting really mad. So you better say something
Yeah.
funny, because I'm just like,
Right.
because you know, and you were so exactly right. The only reason you came to this YouTube video and posted this is because you want attention, not just from general people, but you want Judith to read it. You want people to think that, you know, you're in the know, but that, you know, you're fine if nobody takes you seriously because, hey, you're a step above that. And, you know, you told Ben, I'll do what I can. And, just stop. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think I even put it out there in one of my comments. You want to make a believer out of me? Tell me something right now about one of my past loved ones, who it was, and something that they would say to me that only they would know.
Right.
They can't do it because they're full of crap.
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
of course, Dave, they would give you that. Well, your loved ones haven't come to me, kind of thing, or whatever. I mean,
I think it's my damaged soul.
that must be what it is.
I have a damaged soul. Huh.
Why would Ben go to a complete stranger? And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what I've heard before too. I'm sorry to go off on this rant, but this has come on my radar more than just this comment from 2 weeks ago that this person put on here, but in other realms. You ask the question, why would Ben come to you? Oh, well, some people have more of an open mind and an open spirit to receive communication from the spirit world. You know what? BS. Because I'm telling you, if I lose a loved one, I will flay my spirit on the altar to get a word from that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you are as open as anyone could possibly be to hearing from that loved one because you love them and they love you, and there is no stronger connection. So to feed me a line that says, well, they couldn't contact you because your spirit's not open enough, so they had to go through somebody who a complete stranger who somehow is open enough to hear from them, that is just insulting.
Yeah.
It's hurtful, it's rude, and it's so full of crap.
Yeah.
So that's
Very, very full.
That's my rant on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe someday I'll share my experiences with you. I don't know if I'd ever share them on the podcast, but because I've had experiences that I feel were very real,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've had experiences that I know for a fact were just coincidence and other elements involved in it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well,
So,
if you ever wanted to share with me that would be very precious to me. So
Yeah.
whenever you feel moved to do that.
All right. So, an end of a podcast, episode 51 in the can.
I think I just wishing we had something funny to end on because I don't want to end on my
We do.
rant. What?
We do. We have our brand new way to end the podcast, thanks to our good friend, thanks to our good friend, Becky Broderick, who I feel is probably healthy at this point,
Okay.
not germy. She's
Fingers crossed.
Yep. That I told her that we're going to start using this as our see you later line.
Okay.
So just say thanks to everyone for listening to the podcast.
Yes.
And we just want to end you with this. Stay fresh, cheese bags. We're outta here.
Do I have to let that be the last thing that you said?
Oh, now you screwed it up. Now I got to say it again. All right, we're out of here. Stay fresh, cheese bags. I don't want to say it like 3 times. We got to pay Becky every time we use it.
Oh, we have to pay her every time. She gets royalties on this. Okay, go ahead. Last time, I won't screw it up. Go ahead.
Well, you could have used the first one.
What? I
You
can't
could have
because
used the first time I said
because
it.
I was laughing too hard, so I can't say goodbye.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to end the show with this shit. I can't do it now.
I'm not editing any of this out. So go ahead.
Oh, really? Well, okay, fine. Yeah, just leave it in. That's cool. All right. Everybody, thanks for listening to the pod. We appreciate it. We'll see you on episode 52. God knows what we're going to be doing. And stay fresh, cheese bags.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast. Wherever you found us, iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube, make sure to subscribe and leave a review. Send us an email for the Midnight Scroll at nightthoughtspodcast@gmail.com. As always, Night Thoughts reserves the right to edit or not read an email on the air. You can follow us on Twitter at The Cars Podcast. Grab yourself a podcast t-shirt at tpublic.com/user/Night Thoughts. All the cool kids are wearing them. Oh, and finally, search for The Cars Night Thoughts on Facebook and join our group page. P.S. I am totally Team Rick.
Candy, oh, I need you. Sunday dress, ruby rings. Candy, oh, I need you so. Could you help me in? Purple assorted cards, razor lights you bring, and all to prove you're on the move and vanishing. Candy, oh, I need you so. Candy, oh, I need you so.